What do you take from a 5-1 road trip that works so well that you hope to apply against Syracuse here this weekend?
Well, certainly the way that we finished it. The trip itself was long enough that we went through ups and downs and some great play, some not so great. So we had a little taste of everything. But the way that it finished off was a real good indication, we think, of what we're capable of. And the fact that we dealt with the adversity of it being a 6-game, 12-day trip and finishing it probably with the best hockey. Was nice, probably a sign that the guys could see the light at the end of the tunnel, that they were going to get on a bus and go home and get some time off, so they were emptying the tank. But it was some real good hockey for us. Showed that we can control play, and I thought we really just didn't give the opposition a chance in that game. Despite we were trailing for most of it, we just kept coming and wore them down, and that's what we want to be able to do as a team. I think ultimately that's what any team wants to be able to do, but we like our ability to do it when we're playing the way we're capable of. We think it makes it real hard on whoever we're playing against with our depth that we have. So that was really good. The challenge for us now is to come back home, and we took 2 days off. We get in at about 4 in the morning on I guess it would have been Saturday night. I'm all confused here now. But Sunday morning, and now come back here after taking yesterday off as well, and then get it up back on the ice and try to ensure there's no hangover here from the long trip. That we want to make sure we're taking care of things on home ice now.
Greening, Smith, Laverty, I mean, these guys are consummate pros. I can throw Rich Clune in there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you got the good crop of guys there for sure. Those guys set the example every day off the ice. First of all, that's where it starts. They're all in elite shape, take care of themselves extremely well, and that sets them up for success on the ice. So despite being older guys, they're still pushing it every day, and they wouldn't want to be classified as older guys, I don't think. But at this level, certainly they're further along than the rest of our group, but they set the table every day, and they make sure that everybody else is held to a high standard. So they make the coach's job easier.
Nikita gets the call-up today, obviously coming off a tough injury at the end of last year. What sort of progress have you seen from him so far this season?
I thought he's coming off of playing his best hockey here. I think it was probably a slower start for him, both dealing with being back down at this level and, being healthy again and trying to remain healthy while finding his legs and getting his up to game speed. But he does a lot of things for us at this level, and we get him a lot of ice time, power play, penalty kill, plays against other teams' best players. So I think he's in a real good place. We're happy to see him go back up there, and he had success with them before he was injured, and he's in a good spot here now and ready to get going there.
You mentioned before that Nikita's confidence from where he was when he first came sort of to North America in terms of understanding the language might have been helping him. Have you seen that continue to progress as he's been here this year?
I have. It's a different player and different person, frankly, dealing with him now than when he could barely communicate in his first year here. Not only does it help him with the coaches and understanding of the system, but the way he can communicate with his teammates and the way he can communicate with the opposition a little bit too, really just helps the competitive nature that he has, and you get a little truer sense of his personality. So some leadership qualities, things like that can shine through with the type of work ethic he has. He really pushes himself hard, whether it's on the ice or in the gym. There's not enough you can give him. He's always wanting more, and we'll put in the time to get put the extra work in whenever the time allows itself between games or what have you. But he works for everything that he gets, and he's a really competitive guy that wants to be great.
Sheldon, you mentioned you saw a lot of raw talent in Mason Marshman when you first got him. What was it that stood out about him?
Well, he's first of all, he stands out. He's a big guy. So when he's a big guy like that, you're going to notice him. You want to pay attention to him. And then you see him be able to handle the puck the way that he can in tight, the way he can come up with loose pucks. Just a skill set that goes with a size like that. It really jumps out at you. And then you see that he's a competitive guy. He's fearless. He can handle himself physically. So there's a big package there that's well worth investing in, and it's been real nice to work with him. And it's been the entire organization, whether it's Leafs, Marlies, Orlando, coaching staff, training staff, skills staff, strength coaches. It's really been the whole operation has been working with him and has their hands in on his success here in the early going. And obviously it falls on him with the work that he put in, not just over the course of last season, but through the summer training camp and all those types of things. And he's got a long ways to go. We're gonna stay with him. He's had success here, but it's going to be important that we all just keep working with him.
Where did that idea come from to put him through almost like a college-like year last year where he didn't play as much and worked out and did the skill stuff?
Well, we just felt, we felt that of any player that we'd seen in my 2 years at least here, that raw would be really the correct term for him, and you see great potential, but just wasn't in the place where we felt he could contribute every single day, and just had to have a little bit bigger picture outlook. We felt he needed to take care of his body first and foremost, and I've said it before, but I just think development is individual. You can't just take a group of players and pop them in an operation and think they're all going to develop the same if they're all doing the same things. You need to cater the program to what they need, whether it's skating, strength, what have you. And in Mason's case, we thought it was a little bit of everything. So sometimes the games, while the players themselves are competitive and they want to be in the games and they want to show up on the score sheet and they want to have all their friends back home look to see that they're playing and all those kind of things, it's our job at times, I believe, to make them step back a little bit, look bigger picture, and recognize that it's not a race. And the Friday night game that's approaching may not be the most important thing for your development. For some players it is. Some players, they need the game reps, they need to be ready. A call-up may be imminent, so they need to be in game ready and they need to know the structure and the system. Some guys, it's a longer game for them, and you can spend the time to work on the little details of their game that can help them in the long run.